I'm in the world, but not of it. I praise God every day and I love it. I say what I want and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, hitting muzzles all on your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools. Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok.
Let's go to Target! Let's go to Target! Some PlayStations! Let's go to Target!
I'm in the world, but not of it. I praise God every day and I love it. I say what I want and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, hitting muzzles all on your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools. Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok.
Let's go to Target! Let's go to Target! Some PlayStations! Let's go to Target!
All right. You need to load your intro into OBS. Why? So that you don't see it. You don't see it on my my screen when I'm just playing it. I don't know how to do all that. I don't know how to do all that fancy stuff. Guys, it's Tuesday. What the heck happened to the Monday night show? What happened is you guys kept me up too late. And then I woke up. And I didn't wake up. I woke up and I didn't wake up. That's what happened. So, whatever. Same show tonight. I gotta turn my heat off. Same show tonight. Artemis, space stuff. We went to the moon. We're going to the moon. Remember Dumb and Dumber? He said, we went to the moon. Artemis stuff, space travel, the future, the final frontier. We're there. Then what else we got? We got Iran stuff. There was one other. Oh, yeah, there's been an Antifa summit. The fallout from the No Kings protest. They had an Antifa summit. We're going to track down Antifa. They're terrorists. They're terrorists. Trump was going to destroy the whole world. Last night, tonight, we have a peace deal on the table. He likes to keep them guessing. He likes to keep it unpredictable. Crazy. What was that other story I just saw? That oh yeah, Charlie Kirk bullet. We might have to look into that. I didn't pull any files on that one, but maybe a little later we'll look into that too. The bullet thing with the with Tyler Robinson. That's causing a bunch of problems. But we got some moon rock action. Yeah. Moon rock action. So, where's my sound effect? No exploding rockets. The Artemis 2 is on its way home, I think. Let's look at this. Artemis 2 hits 2/3 mark. This is, when's this from? Where's the date? Can't you just give me a date at the top? Oh, April 5th. So this is 2 days ago. I think I know we're farther than that now. 2/3 mark on Moon Journey. They went farther than anybody's ever gone from Earth. And they beat Apollo 11, I believe's speed record for getting to the moon and back. And they went farther than the moon and back. Quicker. We're in the future, guys. Artemis 2 crew snapped a striking photo of Earth appearing tiny from space just ahead of their expected lunar flyby Monday. The image shared by NASA on Sunday shows only a thin crescent of Earth. Crescent Earth! Illuminated through a window of the Orion spacecraft. One last look at Earth before we reach the moon, NASA said in a post on X. This view of Earth was captured on April 5th, the fourth day of the Artemis 2 mission from inside the Orion spacecraft. The 4 astronauts will reach their closest approach of the moon tomorrow, April 6th. We got telemetry data. Oh my God. We have websites that have been uploading all of the telemetry data 24/7. So the moon landing deniers, the space deniers, aren't going to be able to say, well, they lost the telemetry data. We got all the telemetry data this time. Look at this. Telemetry. Where's it at? That's not the right thing. Hold on. Now I'll do it. Okay. Look at that. Telemetry. I wonder what flat earthers are saying about all this. They're saying it's fake. We were watching David Weiss and not Eric Dubay, but Mark. I just forgot his name. Anyway, the moon is just a hologram, bro. No, it's not. The aliens are going to be a hologram. Apparently, they said aliens are real. The Pentagon every now and then just likes to be like, oh, yeah, by the way, there might be aliens. And then when you read it, it's like, well, no, there might be unidentified aerial phenomenons. Phenomenon. Phenomenon. New video offers a preview of what the Artemis 2 is expected to see during the 7-hour lunar flyby on Monday. We got video talking to the astronauts. Day 5 correction burn complete. Mission control teams in Houston and Artemis 2 crew completed an outbound correction burn to refine the Orion spacecraft's trajectory to the moon. Burn began at 11:03, lasted 17.5 seconds. NASA astronauts Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, and Christina Koch. This is how you know this isn't the first time we went to the moon. Because they ain't sending a woman the first time we go to the moon. Along with CSA Canadian. Oh my God, it's the Canadian Space Agency is involved in this. Wow. Astronaut Jeremy Hansen continue on a precise path to fly by the moon on Monday, April 6th. That was yesterday. I think today we're on our way back. Let me see. When we got an interview with these astronauts, this is live mission coverage. That's a computer-generated image, guys. It's all fake.
of something I heard from the crew yesterday.
It's all
My
fake.
background's in geology and specifically impact cratering. So every time they describe those beautiful basins, I get really excited. They did describe Ohm Crater.
Wow, what a fun chick. She gets excited every time you mention a crater.
Couple of different times, and they noticed a variety of different color and albedo hues associated not just with Ohm, but with the rays that extend out from the crater. This could indicate, impact events are really compelling for a lot of reasons. Obviously, I'm quite biased, having written my PhD on them. But they can excavate material from great depths below the surface, which means they're kind of like a geologist cheat code, right? Where you can't get all.
I don't know
the way
what
there
this
by
lady's
yourself,
talking about.
but when an impact has brought up that material for you, it can actually perform that excavation, and we just need to send the crew to the right spots on the surface, and they can actually look at depths far below the surface. And I bring that up here to say that what the crew observed around Ohm yesterday was they actually noticed color and albedo hues coming out in those rays, and they noticed that they were distinct and different and evolved along the ray systems, which could potentially lead us to believe that that crater excavated from distinct depths below the surface of the moon. So it's those kinds of nuanced observations that can ultimately...
Yeah, that makes sense. The freaking meteorite pulled up some deep dirt. What's up, producer? I'm sorry, I missed it last night. I saw your comments. You said you're here every week. And now I'm late. This is the one I wanted to watch. These are the astronauts talking in space. So this is what the flat earthers and the space deniers will say, that this is definitely Hollywood video. This is Hollywood video.
You ready for the event?
I'm ready for the event. Is she knitting?
Houston Integrity, we are ready for the event.
ABC News, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call Integrity.
Look at homeboy just like stuffed away in a nook somewhere. What is this? Just all their food stuffs? Just all their stuff? He's just up here in a nook.
For a voice check.
Integrity, this is Gio Benitez at ABC News. How do you hear me?
Outstanding. We have you loud and clear. How about us?
I hear you loud and clear, and I truly cannot believe it. You are quite literally on the way to the moon right now and still speaking with us. Tell me, how do you feel? What's going through your mind? I mean, this must be so incredible, because have you allowed the weight of the moment to really fit in here? Have you allowed that to happen?
Well, first and foremost, we all wanted to give a shout out to our families first, because we are pretty far from Earth and we have not gotten to say hi to them yet. But there was a moment about an hour ago where Mission Control Houston reoriented our spacecraft as the sun.
I'd be like, woman, get your hair out of my face. She keeps bopping him with her dang pom-pom head.
Was setting behind the Earth.
Those are wires. Those are wires holding up her hair, guys. Obviously. It's the size of 2 minivans, apparently in living quarters. We saw something about this. It's the size of a small room.
I don't know what we all expected to see in that moment, but you could see the entire globe from pole to pole. You could see Africa, Europe, and if you looked really...
If this is like all those space movies, you're going to watch nuclear winter begin from space. That's what happened in that one movie.
Really close, you could see the northern lights. It was the most spectacular moment, and it paused all 4 of us in our tracks.
What has been most surprising to you about this so far?
Well, I think probably one of the things that surprised all of us is when those solid rocket boosters actually lit and we left the pad. It was just a moment of disbelief, and yeah, the fact that we launched, it just totally takes you by surprise.
The fact that you launched was surprising? I would hope not. I would hope that part you expect to go swimmingly, right? If you're surprised you actually launched, then I don't know.
even though you're expecting it, at least for me anyway. And I just had a huge smile across my face.
Did it feel different? Because I can imagine that's such a powerful rocket that must have felt different for you.
Quit playing with the toy.
The biggest surprises was how smooth riding those solids was. We all expected a really just dynamic ride, a lot of
Riding the solids? What does that mean? Oh, the solid fuel?
motion. We were prepared to potentially not being able to see telemetry, to maybe even not being able to, touch switches, and it was very smooth. It was a definite difference when they separated and we were just on the main engines, but just a steady rumble and a great ride.
What do you want to tell Americans here at home who are watching this right now? They're quite amazed at the fact that you are speaking to us on the way to the moon right now. What do you want to tell them about this particular mission and why it's so important?
Oh, we can't hear it. Racist,
First and
Mike.
foremost, I would just like to say thank you. Your support and trust in us has enabled this, and so many people that have worked for so long to make this possible. But also, we're just getting started. We've worked really hard, and even though we were a little surprised to actually launch yesterday, we have a lot of mission left ahead of us. And so I really want to tell them, stay tuned and keep tabs on what's going on. NASA's doing a great job of communicating all the things to come.
This better not be named copyright. I'm trying to find out about the moon. All right, did we pass it yet?
I can't even tell you.
This is from 4 days ago. This is like right when they took off. Let me see. This is a feat of mankind's power. Let me see. Everybody's playing the I Am Jesus game. That's funny. Artemis 2 moon flyby. Moon footage. USA Today. Let's try this.
This morning, new details about the harrowing life or death rescue of the
What is
Air Force
playing?
colonel trapped behind enemy lines in Iran for days.
My fellow Americans.
Oh my God.
Injured, according to President Trump, and hiding in the
I don't know what's
crevice
playing.
of an Iranian mountain. Hundreds of elite special operations forces under the cover of
I don't know what's
darkness,
playing.
saturating the area in southwestern Iran from the air, where the F-15 Strike Eagle had been shot down late Thursday. The colonel, a weapon systems officer, seated in the backseat of the...
Quiet. That's for later, guys. Sorry, that wasn't supposed to start playing. Let's see some moon footage happening now, 23 hours ago.
With Purdue Global, education.
Shut up, Purdue Global. We'll see it in just a second. How's everybody doing today? We got a new dono goal. Hotel room. Y'all smashed the plane ticket goal in a day. And the hotel goal in a day. I didn't set an end date for this one. I gotta fix that. But that was awesome. Now I gotta work on the hotel room. If I get a hotel room, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if somebody's doing an Airbnb, I'll go in on that instead. We'll see. But anyway, we going to DebateCon again. All right, let's see these flyby pictures of the moon. Hope everybody had a good Easter weekend. You got Pascha coming up this weekend if you're Catholic. You have Palm Sunday if you're Orthodox. You got Easter if you're an American.
Historic mission to the moon. NASA astronauts breaking records in space this afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm Karen Edwards. Matt is...
Ew, she was blowing her nose. Could you imagine blowing your nose in space? What if you get snot everywhere?
Off. Now, we've got a live look right here from NASA. Today, the Artemis 2 astronauts setting a record as the farthest humans to have ever traveled in space. They're doing a so-called lunar flyby, traveling thousands of feet above the far side of the moon, which is never visible from Earth. The epic flight is taking humans to uncharted territory in the final frontier. The crew expected to lose communication.
But did they find the super soldier base? Did they find the SS base?
With NASA for about 40 minutes later this evening. The flyby expected to take around 6 hours and will include spectacular views and scientific observations we've never known.
Science tickets.
Until now. The mission is seen as a precursor to future lunar missions.
That was Earth. That's Earth. That little crescent right here in the bottom. That's Earth. Welcome to Earth. That's Crescent Earth.
Known until now. The mission is seen as a precursor to future lunar missions, including returning humans to the moon and one day taking people to Mars. More tonight from Rena Roy.
It's the journey to the moon captivating the country. The Orion space.
We landed on Mars. How long is it going to take to get to Mars? Like 4 years and back. So I'm going to be an old man by the time this mission's completed.
Capsule making a historic lunar flyby this afternoon, first setting a record for the farthest distance traveled by humans in space.
We will continue our journey even further into space before Mother Earth succeeds in pulling us back,
surpassing the mark set by the Apollo 13 crew in 1970.
Today, for all humanity, you're pushing beyond that frontier.
The 4 astronauts taking turns observing the moon, including craters and previous moon landing sites, and then the far side of the moon. These new images showing the moon and Earth from their vantage point.
This is when they're going to show why
You know they're going to say that picture was fake. That picture looked fake.
human eyes can do things that the vehicles that have mapped the whole moon previously can't really see.
The crew posting these photos from space, writing morning routine, wake up, shave, make the bed, witness something that's never before been seen by human eyes. Ahead of the mission today, they received this pre-recorded message from the late Jim Lovell, who was an astronaut on Apollo 8 and Apollo 13 decades ago.
Hello, Artemis 2. This is Apollo astronaut Jim Lovell. Welcome to my old neighborhood.
ABC News speaking with the astronauts last week about their excitement to be part of history.
What do you want to tell Americans here at home who are watching this right now?
First and foremost, I would just like to say thank you.
We already saw that. All right. So we're in space. The crew is heading home after historic moon flyby. From NPR, the crew of NASA's Artemis 2 mission is heading homeward after looping around the far side of the moon. This marks a critical milestone for the mission, which is the first to send humans to the moon in more than 50 years. And it tops an eventful day for the astronauts aboard the Orion space capsule, which launched atop an SLS rocket from Kennedy Space Center last week. We used to go to the beach, Cocoa or Daytona, and we would watch the rocket launches from NASA from the beach. Did I get blocked in chat, or is chat just bugging? I don't know. Easy was saying the same thing is happening. I don't know what's happening. Chat's bugging. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. What do you mean it's not letting you guys chat? Dang YouTube out here stifling my audience. Earlier in the day at 1:57 p.m. Eastern Time, the crew surpassed the Apollo 13 distance record of 248,655 statute miles from Earth. Let's go. We're measuring in American freedom units, not in commie metric system. For several hours, the crew took turns making observations of the moon during the flyby. Spacecraft completed its closest approach to the moon at about 7 p.m. Eastern Time, coming within 4,067 miles of the lunar surface. They only got within 4,000 miles of the surface. It's delayed and it disappears. No, it's fine. I don't know. We have conflicting reports from the chat. Reaches peak distance of 252,756 miles from the Earth, putting it at 4,111 miles over the Apollo 13 record set back in 1970. Crew watched Earthrise. They watched an Earthrise as Orion came out from behind the moon, and at 8:35 p.m., the crew witnessed a solar eclipse as a tiny sun appeared to slip behind the moon for an hour. Wow. Wow. That's impressive. That is pretty cool. Anyway, flat earthers, space deniers. I guess this doesn't really debunk the moon landing deniers because they'll just say, yeah, we can do it now. We believe we can do it now, but we don't believe that we could do it then. It was a lie back then. Maybe this is real, but a lot of them might still say that this is all fake. A lot of people think NASA is like Hebrew for deception and that everything they tell us is a lie. By the way, it's not. That's not true. Whenever people say NASA, NASA is Hebrew for lies. No, it's not. That's not true. NASA stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration. It's an acronym. It's not Hebrew. Okay? All right. What else we got? I kind of wanted to spend more time on that, but what else am I going to say? They're just flying through darkness. They're flying through darkness. They slingshotted around the moon. Where's Easy at? I heard him laughing, mocking the slingshot method. That's physics, bro. Don't you even physics, bro? I physics. All right. So that's all happening. Meanwhile, World War III. Meanwhile, over the weekend, Trump raged on his Truth Social page. Trump said on Easter, all the bastards are going to burn. Or something crazy like that. What'd he say? We have it somewhere. We got him. Oh, that's the airman. Okay, so we got a couple things. Iran updates. I got an Iran debate coming up next week. So we're kind of we're going to be talking, we've been talking a lot about Iran and following all of it. So we're going to stay updated. And also, I got to be doing debate prep for the rest of the week. So while I'm at work, I'm going to be listening to documentaries and whatnot about the history of wars in Iran. I need to brush up on my history of what's been going on in Iran. Oil prices rise, stocks fall ahead of Trump's Tuesday deadline for Iran. So here's what happened. 2 planes went down. 1 pilot rescued very quickly. Media leaks that another pilot has not been found yet, which makes Iran say, oh, they're still looking for a pilot. Let's send our troops out there. So when we go in to rescue the second pilot, we end up having to kill a bunch of Iranians. They did. But we ended up saving both the pilots. Some people are saying that it's what did somebody say? They said it's the plot to the movie. They said this is the plot to the movie. I forget what movie they said. Not Independence Day. Basically, there's a movie where a pilot gets lost, and then 3 days later they find him. And they're saying that basically this is from that plot of that movie, and they did it on Easter weekend. Like, it's all a false flag. It's all fake. They did it on Easter weekend because Jesus died, and then 3 days later he rose again. So on Friday, we lost a plane. On Sunday, we find the pilot. And they're saying this is similar to a movie script of a real movie that came out. But so first we'll do the airman stuff, and then we'll do Trump's deadline and Trump's tweet rages, which if I would have done the show yesterday, we would have missed out on the one from today. So I have to find you today's tweet too. But or this morning. He said basically he's going to kill everyone. And now people are saying 25th Amendment, he's crazy. He's crazy. I don't know. I think he's just I think he's a master at the art of the deal. But anyway, let's see about this airman. We got him. CBS headline, CBS News. We got him. Trump declares after U.S. airmen rescued deep inside Iran as strikes on power plants loom. A U.S. airman who went missing when an F-15E fighter jet was shot down over a remote area of Iran Friday was rescued by U.S. forces. So I still think our death toll is at 13. Remember, I told you they really want to hit that 13 number. So they would put out stories like 6 people died in a plane in Iran, but really they didn't crash in Iran. They were doing a training flight over a different country, and they crashed into like a helicopter or something, and they went down and 6 people died. Really had nothing to do with the war in Iran. It was just a military training procedure that went wrong. You could say that maybe they wouldn't have been doing that in that area if it weren't for the war on Iran, but you can't really know that. They were just doing a training mission. Could have happened whether we were at war with Iran or not. But they need to hit that 13 number because Joe Biden was at 13 deaths in the Middle East. They got to get Trump to 13, and then they got to push him past 13. So then they could say, oh, see, he said no people died in the Middle East under his first term, and then 13 died under Biden. Look, 14 have died under Trump. 14. And that number will grow to 6 million very rapidly. But, okay, U.S. airman who went missing. I already read that. Sunday local time, according to President Trump and multiple U.S. officials, the pilot of the 2-person aircraft had already been rescued. Mr. Trump said the seriously wounded officer was rescued in a daring mission deep inside the mountains of Iran. The president also warned Iran that its bridges and power plants could be hit Tuesday. Tuesday will be bridge day and power plant day, all at the same time. The president also warned Iran that its bridges and power plants could be hit Tuesday unless the country reopens the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has rejected his ultimatums over the strait. The niece and grandniece of slain Iranian Revolutionary Guard Major General Qasem Soleimani were arrested in the U.S. after their lawful permanent resident status was terminated. They're living in Los Angeles. We arrested the niece and grandniece of a Revolutionary Guard general in L.A. That's crazy. Shocker that they're living in America. Who would have thunk it? 6 people died. Oh, my God. It all makes sense now. NASA has 4 letters and 2 A's. 4 plus 2 equals 6. NASA has 3 meanings. 3 times 2 A's equals 6. 6, 6 plus 12. Double that. 2, and you get another 6. NASA 666. Holy crap. I didn't even realize that. Dang. You just changed my whole outlook on everything. Trump is threatening to commit war crimes, Iranian officials assert. Because he said, we're taking out your bridges and your power plants. What do you mean war crimes? The country that wins a war never commits war crimes. Duh. So we just got to win. That's like saying God did war crimes. Like, who's going to tell him otherwise? He makes the decisions. He's in charge. Maybe it's blasphemous in this analogy. I'm comparing America to God, but basically I'm saying the authority, the arbiter of lawfulness, if we win, we didn't really break any laws, did we? 1 hour ago, Iran agrees to open the strait. Is that true? I bet so, especially after you tell them you have 24 hours before everyone dies. They're like, okay, this guy's going crazy. He's on Easter posting about how he's going to kill everybody. We got to open this strait up. I guess they're going to try and charge $2 million toll per tanker? I mean, you can't be mad at them. That's them playing the same game we're playing with tariffs and embargoes and whatnot. So, yeah, you can't really blame them. They're like, let's do a little bit of Trumpian politics here. We'll open your strait, but we're going to charge you a tax on all your tankers. I think the reason we went after Venezuela first and we got our things going on with Cuba right now is because we want to control all the oil in the world. And we don't really need Iranian oil, but the rest of the world does. So if we control that, we now control all of our enemies' oil and energy, which I think is probably a good idea. Might be good, you know? Instead of paying to take care of everybody, we'll just control the thing that takes care of everybody, the energy, and benefit off of it instead of defecting off of it, or instead of not benefiting off of it. Trump is threatening to commit war crimes. Where is the tweet? Okay, but we say anyway. So we saved these 2 soldiers, but now I was listening to the extravaganza, and Rob and Andrew were saying that it looks like treason. I don't think anybody's going to get tried for treason, but whatever journalist leaked this is in big shit. They're in trouble because potentially it could be treason. People will say, the punishment for treason is death. The maximum sentence for treason is death. It's the same thing with the Bible. You'll see laws in the Bible where it'll say you should stone your child for being disobedient. And people are like, what? What? They just stone kids for being No, that's the maximum sentence. We actually never see anybody get punished with that sentence because nobody does it that extreme. You don't just start with that. It's the same thing how we have minimum sentences. You don't always just get the maximum sentence. You could get 5 years for a DUI. I don't know anybody who's done 5 years for a DUI. So, maximums are just the biggest threat. If you keep doing it, you're repeated an offender. If your kid is constantly a drunkard who's attacking people in the streets, eventually he might get stoned. That's the maximum sentence. But how did I get on that? I just derailed and now I forgot where I was at. But anyway, treason. The whoever leaked this story of this other airman being lost still. And this is why Trump can't really tell us what he's doing. And people think he's crazy because he'll say one thing and do a different thing. They're like, he's a liar. He's lying to us. He says he's going to do this. He does this. He's crazy. No, he's not. He can't tell us what he's doing because the media hates him. Americans hate Americans, and the media hates everybody. So whatever he plans on doing, we have leaders in other governments. We have people in our own Congress and Senate who will leak things. We have leaders in other governments who will leak things. We have journalists and media people who will leak things. And when they leak these things, it screws up our military procedures to make Trump look bad. They don't care if people die as long as Trump looks bad. And that's why this journalist needs to get something needs to happen to him. If you leak information in a time of war that is detrimental to us and leads to the death of soldiers, possibly, that's your fault. That's treason. And so that was a big deal. Now let's get to the Easter morning rants. So we got 2 tweets. We got one from today and one from Sunday, if I can find them. Give me a second. Ceasefire updates not good enough. This is from yesterday. Where are the tweets? Iran rejects 45-day ceasefire proposal. This is all from today. No King's protest. Oh, we're going to get to that later. I can't find the tweet. Where did it go? Hold on. I think I have it on X. And now Israel is bombing the hell out of Lebanon. I'll show you that in a second. Karg Island hit by several strikes. This is it. Okay. I can't find the... I can't find the original tweet. I didn't save it. We read it on Sunday on the stream, but basically said these bastards... The craziest part is at the end where it says, praise Allah. On Easter Sunday, Trump said basically, these bastards won't know what hit them. It's bridge and power plant day all wrapped up into one. These bastards, we're going to fucking get them. He said the F word and bastards and on Easter, and then he said, praise Allah. He's obviously roasting them. But people are, you know, up in arms about it. Let me see. But I've got the new tweet from today. A whole civilization will die tonight, he said. He said, today, a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. What is this, Dragon Ball? I didn't know that. This is like biblical language. Speaking of biblical language, a lot of people are coming at Paula, is it Paula White, his spiritual advisor? She's crazy. She got to go. I've been saying that for years now. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change, where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world, 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death, will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. See, that's nice. He said he doesn't want to do it, but he's probably going to have to. God bless the great people of Iran. And I see has not been real. I see Christians are all butthurt about that. You can't say God bless people of Iran. What do you mean? Doesn't God tell you to love your enemies? Christian? Mr. Christian? I see Christians getting mad at Trump for saying God bless Iran in that tweet. He said, I might have to wipe off Iran from the face of the map. I don't want to, but I might have to. God bless Iran. God bless my enemies, even though I might proceed to wipe them off the face of the earth in a moment. You can do that. You can do that in love. You could wipe an entire race off the face of the earth out of love. Did you know that? You can. That could be a loving action. Iran blinked. It's confirmed JS got fired. Sendonos? Huh? What are you talking about? Breaking news. Let's look at this from Sky News on X. I'm going to do it this way because, hold on one second.
Breaking news coming into us from NBC. Actually, before that, let me just bring you a new post that we've had on Truth Social by Donald Trump. You can see there. I
used to think Sky News was based, and then I realized, no, just Rita is based. Most of Sky News is kind of whack, but there are some based people on Sky News.
Says the whole of civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have...
I don't want that to happen, but it probably will.
Have complete and total regime change. There are different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail. Maybe something revolutionary, wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. One of the most important...
She's not doing a very good Trump impression. guys. Let's be honest.
Moments in the long and complex history of the
You can't read a Trump truth without doing the Trump voice.
world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. So that statement just released on Truth Social by Donald Trump in relation, of course, to that deadline that should expire at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, US, which is 1 a.m. British time, so our time, 1 a.m. Wednesday morning.
8 o'clock Eastern Time is 6 o'clock my time. So that deadline was just hit 46 minutes ago. We're going to have to do a live update check. Who is it? Seahawk, I think, is saying that they are going to open the Strait of Hormuz.
Where Donald Trump has said that if the Strait of Hormuz has not been reopened and there isn't a deal with the Iranians, then he would destroy countless Iranian infrastructure, including power plants, bridges, and desalination plants as well. Breaking
Power plants, bridges, and desalinization plants. Now, so this is from 24 hours ago. Here's some of the day's top developments. Trump said he plans to destroy all of Iran's bridges and power plants by midnight on Wednesday. I thought it was Tuesday, 8 o'clock on Tuesday. After he described a significant proposal received from Iran as not good enough. And I think we have... Yeah. That's what the headline's about. Iran's military command said the U.S. president was delusional and called his warnings rude, arrogant rhetoric and baseless threats. Test him. Test him, I dare you. Try him out. Poke the bear. See what happens. I heard Boomsday is canceled. Ah, man, it might be. Iran's foreign ministry said the U.S. operation to rescue a downed airman involving 155 U.S. aircraft may have been a cover to steal enriched uranium. I've heard this too. But I don't trust them. I don't trust nobody. But also, thanks for admitting that you guys have enriched uranium. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has pledged to carry out a major retaliatory strike after its intelligence chief, Major General Majid Karimi, was killed in what Iran said was a U.S.-Israeli attack. All their leadership is going down. We cutting off every head of the snake. U.S.-Israeli attacks across Iran killed at least 34 people, including at least 6 children. Oh, man. It's conditional on the bombing ending. But, yeah. Araghchi, Iran's foreign prime minister, is tweeting it out an hour ago, saying that they've come to an agreement. Because this is from yesterday. They're saying that Trump is not satisfied with their negotiations. So he says this yesterday. Then he says we're going to blow up everything tonight. And now apparently they are responding to that. Trump's press conference. Speaking of Trump's press conference, we're going to watch that. Since if I'm doing a debate defending Trump and Iran, a lot of my arguments are going to be based off of what Trump is saying. And it basically comes down to, who do you trust more? I trust the president, my president, who I voted for, more than I trust the mainstream media. And I understand that he can't tell us everything. So I'll take everything he says with a grain of salt. But the updates that he gives, I'm going to rely on those updates more than I'm going to rely, and Rubio, more than I'm going to rely on CNN and AP and CBS and NBC. Because all they do is lie to us. Trump lies to us because it's strategic and he can't tell us everything. His hands are tied. He's got to play his cards close to his chest. The media lies to us because they want us all to die. Basically. Let's watch the press conference and then we will look into live updates of what's happening with this stuff. This is not a super long press conference, but we've got time today, so we're going to watch it.
Americans, good evening. Let me begin by congratulating the team at NASA and our brave astronauts on the successful launch of Artemis 2. It was quite something. It will be traveling further than any manned rocket has ever flown and will very substantially pass the moon, go around it, and come back home from a distance that has never been done before. It's amazing. They are on the way, and God bless them. These are brave people. We want to God bless those 4 unbelievable astronauts. As we speak this evening, it's been just 1 month since the United States military began Operation Epic Fury.
Epic Fury. What a great name.
Targeting the world's #1 state sponsor of terror, Iran. In these past 4 weeks, our armed forces have delivered swift, decisive, overwhelming victories on the battlefield. Victories like few people have ever seen before. Tonight, Iran's Navy is gone. Their Air Force is in ruins. Their leaders, most of them
are dead.
Terrorist regime they led are now dead. Their command and control
are now dead. I love the way he says dead with so much. They're now dead. Sounds like an energy drink. What, Epic Fury? Epic Fury! Have you ever seen, we've played them before, but they're super copyrighted. They're old E-Bombs World. Power Thirst! Gratuitous amounts of energy. Try chocolate. It's like lightning with chocolate. Strawberry? How about raw berry? If you've never seen Power Thirst 1 or Power Thirst 2, you got to go watch it.
All of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is being decimated as we speak. Their ability to launch missiles and drones is dramatically curtailed, and their weapons, factories, and rocket launchers are being blown to pieces. Very few of them left. Never in the history of warfare has an enemy suffered such clear and devastating large-scale losses in a matter of weeks. Our enemies are losing in America as it has been.
It's meth in a can. It's meth in a can. Power Thirst is meth in a can. Ah!
For 5 years under my presidency is winning, and now winning bigger than ever before. Before discussing this current situation, I also want to thank our troops for the masterful job they did in taking the country of Venezuela in a matter of minutes. That hit was quick, lethal, violent, and respected by everyone all over the world. After rebuilding our military during my first term, we have by far the strongest military anywhere in the world, and now we're working along with Venezuela and are in a true sense joint venture partners. We're getting along incredibly well in the production and sale of massive amounts of oil and gas, the second largest reserves on earth after the United States of America.
Listen to that. They always say Venezuela has the most oil reserves in the world, and now Trump said the second largest after the U.S., which technically we own them. So that's part of our oil reserves now.
We're now totally independent of the Middle East.
Hulkamania.
Yet we are there to help. We don't have to be there. We don't need their oil. We don't need anything they have, but we're there to help our allies. Tonight, I want to provide an update on the tremendous progress our warriors have made in Iran and discuss why Operation Epic Fury is necessary for the safety of America and the security of the free world. From the very first day I announced my campaign for president in 2015, I have vowed that I would never allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. This fanatical regime has been chanting death to America, death to Israel for 47 years. Their proxies were behind the murder of 241 Americans in the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut, the slaughter of hundreds of our service members with roadside bombs, They were involved in the attack on the USS Cole, and they carried out the countless other heinous acts, including the just horrible, bloody atrocities of October 7th in Israel, something that most people have never seen anything like it. This murderous regime also recently killed 45,000 of their own people who were protesting in Iran. 45,000 dead for these terrorists.
That's another one of those numbers that just constantly keeps changing. I don't know. It was I've heard 36,000 was the final number in 2 days. But then I hear Trump say 45,000. I've heard 60,000. I've heard 100,000. I've heard 15,000. I don't know.
To have nuclear weapons would be an intolerable threat. The most violent and thuggish regime on earth would be free to carry out their campaigns of terror, coercion, conquest, and mass murder from behind a nuclear shield. I will never let that happen, and neither should any of our past presidents. This situation has been going on for 47 years and should have been handled long before I arrived in office. I did many things during my 2 terms in office to stop.
Desert Storm was the best name. I don't know. Epic Fury is pretty epic.
The quest for nuclear weapons by Iran first, and perhaps most importantly, I killed General Qasem Soleimani in my first term. He was an evil genius, brilliant person, a horrible human being, however.
Oh, don't say he's brilliant, because a lot of idiots don't understand that you can call an evil person brilliant and you're not saying that they're good. A lot of people don't understand that, Trump. They're going to think you're complimenting him.
The father of the roadside bomb.
No.
And he lived just horrible what he did. Iran would have been perhaps in far better, stronger position. He lived, we would have had probably a different conversation tonight. But you know what? We'd still be winning and winning big. And then, very importantly, I terminated Barack Hussein Obama's Iran nuclear deal, a disaster.
It's a perfect name. It's a great name. Some say the greatest name. A perfect name.
Obama gave them $1.7 billion in cash, green cash. Took it out of banks from Virginia, D.C.
Epic is not played out. It's getting played out, but it had one last run. One last run with the word epic, and it is Epic Fury. Now we can stop using the word epic.
Then Maryland, all the cash they had, flew it by airplanes in an attempt to buy their respect and loyalty, but it didn't work. They laughed at our president and went on with their mission to have a nuclear bomb. His Iran deal would have led to a colossal arsenal of massive nuclear weapons for Iran, and they would have had them years ago, and they would have used them. It would have been a different world. There would have been no Middle East and no Israel right now, in my opinion, the opinion of a lot of great experts, had I not terminated that terrible deal. And I was so honored to do it. I was so proud to do it. It was so bad right from the beginning. Essentially, I did what no other president was willing to do. They made mistakes, and I am correcting them. My first preference was always the path of diplomacy, yet the regime continued their relentless quest for nuclear weapons and rejected every attempt
to relentless quest for nuclear weapons, like they're out here doing a side quest in Skyrim.
An agreement. For this reason, in June, I ordered a strike on Iran's key nuclear facilities, an Operation Midnight Hammer. Nobody's ever seen anything like
Midnight Hammer? That's a pretty gangster name. That's the name of a black porn star. No, I'm kidding.
Those beautiful B-2 bombers performed magnificently. We totally
Hey, baby, they call me Midnight Hammer.
Obliterated those nuclear sites. The regime then sought to rebuild their nuclear program at a totally different location, making clear they had no intention of abandoning their pursuit of nuclear weapons. They were also rapidly building a vast stockpile of conventional ballistic missiles and would soon have had missiles that could reach the American homeland, Europe, and virtually any other place on Earth. Iran's strategy was so obvious. They wanted to produce as many missiles as possible, and they did, with the longest range possible, and they had some weapons that nobody believed they had. We just learned that out. We took them out. We took them all
His
out.
new debate name, Midnight
no
Hammer.
one would really dare stop them. And their race for a nuclear bomb, a nuclear weapon like nobody's ever seen before. They were right at the doorstep. For years, everyone has said that Iran cannot have nuclear weapons, but in the end, those are just words if you're not willing to take action when the time comes. As I stated in my announcement of Operation Epic Fury, our objectives are very simple and clear. We are systematically dismantling the regime's ability to threaten America or project power outside of their borders. That means eliminating Iran's Navy, which is now absolutely destroyed, hurting their
No, I am not debating under the name Midnight Hammer.
Air Force and their missile program at levels never seen before, and annihilating their defense industrial base. We've done all of it. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Their missiles are just about used up or beaten. Taken together, these actions will cripple Iran military, crush their ability to support terrorist proxies, and deny them the ability to build a nuclear bomb. Our armed forces have been extraordinary. There's never been anything like it militarily. Everyone is talking about it, and tonight I'm pleased to say that these core strategic objectives are nearing completion. As we celebrate this progress, we think especially of the 13 American warriors who have laid down their lives in this fight to prevent our children from ever having to face a nuclear Iran. Twice this past month, I have traveled to Dover Air Force Base.
Yeah, Juicy's the Midnight Hammer.
And it's been something. I wanted to be with those heroes as they return to.
You did a whole VK in character. I've done that multiple times. I've done that 4 times. Twice as Jason and twice as Juicy.
American soil, and I was with them and their families, their parents, their wives.
Actually, maybe 3 times as Juicy and twice as Jason, so 5 times.
The husbands. We salute them, and now we must honor them by completing the mission for which they gave their lives. And every single one of the people, their loved ones said, please, sir, please finish the job. Every one of them. And we are going to finish the job, and we're going to finish it very fast. We're getting very
kind of new to the game. You need to find, if you ever watch the intro, you'll see there's a part where Bill Hicks is arguing with somebody wearing a COVID mask and glasses and a green safety vest. That's my brother, Jason Starfire. You should watch the VK where he went on.
very close. I want to thank our allies in the Middle East, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain. They've been
Bahrain.
great, and we will not let them get hurt or fail in any way, shape, or form. Many Americans have been concerned to see the recent rise in gasoline prices here at home. This short-term increase has been entirely the result of the Iranian regime launching deranged terror attacks against commercial oil tankers in neighboring countries that have nothing to do with the conflict. This is yet more proof that Iran can never be trusted with nuclear weapons. They will use them, and they will use them quickly. It would lead to decades of extortion, economic pain, and instability worse than we can ever imagine. The United States has never been better prepared economically to confront this threat. You all know that. We built the strongest economy in history. We're going through it right now, the strongest in history. In 1 year, we've taken...
Quit enabling this unhinged behavior. Why do you want an erratic leader? What's erratic? He seems very calm, composed. As we already talked about, his actions may seem erratic, and sometimes he doesn't do what his words You know, he might say one thing and do a different thing. We've already explained he has to do that because the media and our enemies and other nations and our Congress and our Senate leak things. We have leakers who hate America and they want to see Trump fail, even if it comes at the cost of losing American soldiers. They just want to see Trump fail. So he seems like he's acting erratically, but I'm sure there's a plan to everything. He just can't tell us what he's doing. It's not erratic at all. You sound like a woman. This is unhinged, erratic behavior. Shut up.
In a dead and crippled country, I hate to say that, but we were a dead and crippled country after the last administration and made it the hottest country anywhere in the world by far, with no inflation, record-setting investments coming into the United States, over $18 trillion, and the highest stock market ever, with 53 all-time record highs in just 1 year. It all positioned us to get rid of a cancer that has long simmered. It's known as the...
Well, I'm glad you can see inside of his mind. I'm glad you can read his mind. Very feminine behavior. You're trying to read a man's mind. You're accusing him of unhinged, erratic behavior. Are you going to call him a narcissist next? Where'd you learn all these words while you're getting your psychology degree in liberal arts school? Shut up!
Nuclear Iran, and they didn't know what was coming. They've never imagined it. Remember, because of our drill baby drill program, America has plenty of gas. We have so much gas. Under my leadership, we are #1 producer of oil and gas on the planet, without even discussing the millions of barrels that we're getting from Venezuela. Because of the Trump administration's policies,
he's got a limited time to make radical changes. He's got to make big moves. He's making big plays. He's got to get it done now, because they're going to try to reverse everything he does in a couple years. We've got to save America while we can. It might seem erratic to the faint of heart, but it's not. Mens rea is a real thing. I know it means a guilty mind. I know what mens rea is.
we produce more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. Think of that, Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. And that number will soon be substantially higher than that. There's no country like us anywhere in the world, and we're in great shape for the future. The United States imports almost no oil through the Hormuz Strait and won't be taking any in the future. We don't need it. We haven't needed it, and we don't need it. We've beaten and completely decimated.
Why are you speaking Latin?
Iran. They are decimated, both militarily and...
I know what it means. I just told you what it means in Latin. You're speaking Latin. I already told you what it means. You don't have to tell me in chat what it means when I already told you I know what it means.
Economically and in every other way. And the countries of the world that do receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of that passage. They must cherish it. They must grab it and cherish it. They can do it easily. We will be helpful.
If he's crazy and he's unhinged and he's erratic, that would say that he doesn't have mens rea. He's crazy. You can't argue both, that he's crazy and he has an intention. You say he has no plan. He's crazy, he's erratic, he's unhinged. That's the opposite of mens rea. If he needs to be 25th, that means he's not competent.
But they should take the lead in protecting the oil that they so desperately depend on. So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, we had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. #1, buy oil from the...
The erudite uses mens rea in her abortion arguments. It doesn't make any sense. A guilty mind, a 1-year-old child does not have mens rea. So how is mens rea a justification for abortion? You could use that same argument and say, well, so then we can kill a 2-year-old because they don't have mens rea. They don't have a guilty mind.
United States of America, we have plenty. We have so much. And number two, build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before, should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the strait and just take it, protect it, use it for yourselves. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done, so it should be easy.
So he's telling them, you guys need this oil more than we do. You go handle the strait. We did all the hard work. Go take the strait. They don't want to do it, though, because they sulf like Charmin.
And in any event, when this conflict is over, the strait will open up naturally. It'll just open up naturally. They're going to want to be able to sell oil because that's all they have to try and rebuild. It will resume the flowing, and the gas prices will rapidly come back down. Stock prices will rapidly go back up. They haven't come down very much, frankly. They came down a little bit, but they've had some very good days over the last couple of days.
And the gas will hopefully correct. Now, if we get to the end of his term and the gas stays this price the whole time, I'm going to be like, you fucked up, Trump. That was bad. Because one of the 3 reasons I voted for Trump: immigration, economics, foreign policy. Immigration, he's doing great. Could do better. Sealing the border up, 3 miles of new border wall getting built every day, by the way. A lot of people don't know about that. That flew under the radar. Oh, you didn't know that we built 450 walls, 450 miles of wall under Trump's first term, and that we're still building the wall today, and that a lot of our steel just got left out there under the Biden administration. Millions and millions and millions of dollars of wall material just got rusty and dilapidated because it was left out in the desert for 4 years unprotected. People were scavenging it. People were going and taking metal to the scrapyard. Guy made $2 million off of scrapping wall metal. And now we're building 3 miles of wall again. Border entries, illegal border entries, down to nearly zero. I don't want to say zero. Some people will say zero. I'm sure some people get through, so border security, tight. Now we're getting rid of the criminals first. And I'm sure towards the end of his term, we're going to see those deportations increase as people get tired of protesting, as things calm down. Hopefully he will get to the mass deportations, and he is doing, and a lot of people will deny this. They'll deny that there's a lot of self-deportees. There are. They say the number's at 2 million self-deportees. So, and I've known personally, anecdotal, but I knew a family who went through this. Their asylum process, they ran out of appeals. Their asylum claim was always going to get shot down. They knew it was going to get shot down. A family from Guatemala. And after their final appeal, they said, you're going to get deported. And guess what they did? They went home on their own. Most of these people, if they know that the government's coming for them, if they're at least halfway decent human beings, they would rather just self-deport. And I think a lot of them have been. The numbers say 2 million. I don't know how accurate that is, but a lot of them are self-deporting, and we're getting the worst out first, like Trump said he was going to do. And then we're hopefully towards the end, we get some mass deportations, Obama-like numbers. But remember, when people say Obama was the deporter in chief and Obama had the highest amount of deportations, the majority of his deportations were just turnaways. And they were still letting people in. He had his catch and release program. But then there were a lot of turnaways. And that's why they started bringing in children, and then they started DNA testing these children. They come to find out like 90% of these kids are not related to the people that they're crossing over the border with. But they were getting caught and released anyway because they had kids with them. So they found the loophole in the system. So when they say Obama deported more people than Trump, conservatives will use that as a talking point. It's actually not a good talking point because you make it look like Trump's losing to Obama. But that's not true. Obama was just doing turnaways, but he was also catching and releasing people into the country. Trump's not doing that. Trump's just shutting down the border, and now he's working on getting those people out. So the numbers are deceptive. Trump is deporting a lot of people, and by the time his presidency is over, hopefully It may not be at a higher rate than Obama's because Obama's numbers are skewed.
We've done actually much better than I thought, but we had to take that little journey to Iran to get rid of this horrible threat. With our historic tax cuts, where people are just now talking about receiving larger refunds than they ever thought possible, they are getting so much more money than they
I think my refund was shit because Google reports my ad revenue from YouTube, and I didn't know how to do all that on my taxes. I shouldn't talk about this, but anyway, I think I needed to include my YouTube revenue, and I don't know how to do that. So, whoops. I think that's why my refund was smaller.
thought. That's from the great big beautiful bill. Our economy is strong and improving by the day, and it will soon be roaring back like never before. It will top the levels that it was a month ago. I've made clear from the beginning of Operation
I heard these two dumb lefties at my work talking, and this older lady is talking to this younger girl who just started working there. And she's like, "Oh, you're back." Because I guess this girl came back she used to work there and she left and she came back. She's like, "You're back. I'm so happy you're back. Why did you come back?" She's like, "Well, we needed some extra money, so I've decided I'll come back to work." And the lady's like, "Oh, you mean the big beautiful bill didn't just give you a job? Wow, the big beautiful bill didn't just give you money?" And I was like, "Oh my God, these are two liberals. I need to get away right now, or I'm just gonna start laughing and making fun of people and get fired from my job." So I had to walk away. But you mean the big beautiful bill didn't just give you free money? No, you dumb bitch. That's not what bills do. What did you think? Would any president just come in and give you? Well, yeah, you're probably a socialist. I assume JS will stream his wedding. Too late. Can't do that, but anyway.
Epic fury that we will continue until our objectives are fully achieved. Thanks to the progress we've made, I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. In the meantime, discussions are ongoing. Regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change, but regime change has occurred because
I'm technically legally married. I've been separated for like 12 years, but I am still married. So yeah, I can't get married. Can't get married until I get divorced first, and I don't know how to do all that, and I don't really care about it. Maybe someday if I find a lucky woman, but right now I don't really care. I'm basically single, but technically still got some paperwork.
Because of all of their original leaders' death. They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable. Yet if during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously.
And then people will say, well, this is a war crime. He doesn't tell, they always complain he didn't tell Congress about it. It's a war crime. It's unconstitutional because he didn't tell Congress about it. He just told you. He just told everybody. And guess what? He's probably not even going to do this. It's just a threat. But if they test him, then he might do it. Just file and claim spousal abandonment. This is not legal advice. Huh. It's time to submit that damn paperwork. Not as bad as you might think. I know, but I gotta contact her and stuff.
We have not hit their oil, even though that's the easiest target of all, because it would not give them even a small chance of survival or rebuilding. But we could hit it, and it would be gone, and there's not a thing they could do about it. They have no anti-aircraft equipment. Their radar is 100% annihilated. We are unstoppable as a military force. The nuclear sites that we obliterated with the B-2 bombers have been hit so hard that it would take months to get near the nuclear dust. and we have it under intense satellite surveillance and control. If we see them make a move, even a move for it, we'll hit them with missiles very hard again. We have all the cards, they have none. It's very important that we keep this conflict in perspective.
I know, I got to do it before I get rich. I think currently she probably makes more money than me, so. So we're good now. But if I get rich, we got to do it before I get rich, boys.
American involvement in World War I lasted 1 year, 7 months, and 5 days. World War II lasted for 3 years, 8 months, and 25 days. The Korean War lasted for 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days. The Vietnam War lasted for 19 years, 5 months, and 29 days. Iraq went on for 8 years, 8 months, and 28 days. We are in this military operation, so powerful, so brilliant, against one of the most powerful countries for 32 days. And the country has been eviscerated and essentially is really no longer a threat. They were the bully.
Israeli no longer a threat?
The bully no longer. This is a true investment in your children and your grandchildren's future. The whole world is watching, and they can't
We didn't get married in Florida. We got married in Utah.
leave the power, strength, and brilliance. They just can't believe what they're seeing. They leave it to your imagination, but they can't believe what they're seeing, the brilliance of the United States military. Tonight, every American can look forward to a day when we are finally free from the wickedness of Iranian aggression and the specter of nuclear blackmail. Because of the actions we have taken, we are...
Yeah, there's no kids. There's no property. As far as I'm concerned, we're both... neither of us are going to, like, try to take nothing from the other. So, it would just be... sign it up or whatever.
On the cusp of ending Iran's sinister threat to America and the world. And I'll tell you, the world is watching. And when we do...
I live in Utah. I got married in Utah.
When it's all over, the United States will be safer, stronger, more prosperous, and greater than it has ever been before. May God bless the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, and may God bless the United States of...
Dang, they got AI divorce now? Okay. Huh. All right, so... that's what's going on. Let me look up some live updates before we take a minute. We have a couple other stories I want to get through. We'll talk about the... we've got some stories about the funding for the No King stuff. And there was a congressional hearing from Reuters, counter-terror plan and summit, where they were going to talk about Antifa, which I wonder if we got any video of that summit. What was I going to look for? Oh, updates. Iran updates. Live updates. Trump agrees to 2-week ceasefire. This is what I saw. 2-week ceasefire. So see, in the morning, he says we're going to wipe you out if we don't come to an agreement within the next 24 hours. Within the next 24 hours, ceasefire. We'll give you 2 weeks. Get right. Act right. Get some act right. Let's see what CNN's saying. Iran says its military will coordinate passage through the Strait of Hormuz. Just in, the U.S. military has paused strikes on Iran, an official said, after President Donald Trump announced he'd agreed to a 2-week ceasefire with Tehran. Iran's military will coordinate passage of vessels through Hormuz during ceasefire, Iran's foreign minister said. Iran's response, Tehran claimed victory. See, this is why they say we lose wars. People are like, America loses wars all the time. Why? Just because the other country claimed victory? I claim victory all the time in everything. Does that mean I win everything? Yes. Tehran claimed victory and said it forced the United States to accept its 10-point plan, including lifting of sanctions and accepting its nuclear enrichment, according to a statement from Iran's Supreme National Security Council reported in Iranian state media. Don't trust Iran. Iran is asshole. Donald Trump, don't trust Iran. Iran is asshole. Request for diplomacy. Pakistan's prime minister has invited delegations from both Iran and U.S. to Islamabad for talks on Friday. I would never want to go to a place called Islamabad. Islamabad, that's really the name of, yeah, Islam is bad. Islamabad? Lama is not necessarily bad, but Islam is bad. Rubio announces release of kidnapped American journalist. I don't know if that's related to Iran, but let me see. Iran Live. Trump agreed to 2-week ceasefire. Trump announced, oh wait, I wanted to see this 10-point plan. Let's take a look at this 10-point plan. Says it forced U.S. to accept 10-point plan. This is not a very long article. I want to see the 10 points. Achieved a great victory and forced the United States to accept its 10-point plan, according to a statement from Iran's National Security Council reported by Iranian state media. As part of the plan, the U.S. has in principle agreed to lift all primary and secondary sanctions against Iran and to withdraw U.S. combat forces from all bases in the region, the council said. It has also agreed to accept Iran's nuclear enrichment and recognize its continued control over the Strait of Hormuz, according to the council. Control passage through the waterway would be carried out in coordination with Iran's armed forces. The enemy, in its unfair, unlawful, and criminal war against the Iranian nation, has suffered an undeniable, historic, and crushing defeat. Okay. I think you guys were scared of getting wiped off the face of the earth, so you came to the table. Our hands remain on the trigger, and at the slightest mistake by the enemy, a full response will be delivered. Oh, you making threats? This ain't over yet, boys. This ain't over yet. You don't get to threaten us like that. Chat GPT is your divorce alert. Better than Islam good. Yes. Islam bad. So that's what's going on in Iran. U.S. Department appreciates the federal war on U.S. personnel across multiple agencies, the Iraqi Supreme Judicial Council, and Iraqi partners. I guess we had a American journalist captured in Iraq by pro-Iranian militia, and she was released. Israel is still carrying out strikes, though. Where are... Give me a moment. I'll show you the videos of Iran bombing Lebanon. And people are like, here's Candace Owens talking about it. People are, of course, losing their minds because Israel dropped a couple bombs in the desert. Here we go. Boom. Look at this. Oh, what? You covered the buildings in a little bit more dust? Oh, damn. Okay, well, hold up. Well, that was a bomb. Boom. Dude, these buildings look like dilapidated, uninhabited pueblos. So, I don't even know if these videos are real. Could be footage from a video game for all I know. That's what we're going to find out in a week, that everybody was freaking out over these videos, and it turns out that's video from Call of Duty 3. But that's what's going on there. All right, let's move on. Last little story here. So, before we get into the council or the summit, the anti-terrorism summit that was held from Reuters, we're going to talk about this story from Fox. 500 groups with 3 billion in revenues are behind the No Kings protests, and communists call for revolution. And if you've been to these protests, you know it's a lot of socialists and commies. They're proudly flying Antifa, anarcho-communist and socialist flags and symbols. We need to bring back the Red Scare. We need to bring back McCarthyism. We need to scare these people out of America. We need to lock them up if you're promoting communism in America. Something needs to be done about that. But no, free speech. What about free speech in the Constitution? St. Paul, Minnesota, a network of about 500 groups with an estimated $3 billion in combined annual revenues is behind the coordinated nationwide No Kings protest Saturday, including communist groups who are using the day to call for a revolution, according to a Fox Digital News investigation. I saw a video of a guy who went to the No Kings 3 protest, and he was talking to an older man. It was James Klug and John Doyle, and they're talking to this old guy, and they're like, "What do you think of protests?" He said, "I don't like it. It's been co-opted. It's supposed to be an anti-Trump protest. Now it's a communism protest." And James, and now this guy hated Trump. He had TDS. He hated Trump. He was there to protest against Trump, which is what the No Kings protest is supposed to be about. But all of these groups work together, so they get co-opted. So you basically get a communist, abortion, transgender children protest. And all of that is anti-Trump, which tells me Trump stands for based America. Trump stands for no two genders, capitalist America, no gay stuff, cut out the gay stuff. What else? And don't kill your babies. That's what Trump stands for, because you could tell by looking at the protesters, if they're all commies who want to kill babies and turn boys into girls, you know, is the protest really pro-Trump, or is it just anti-America? And this guy was complaining about that. He said, this is not an anti-Trump protest anymore. This is just a bunch of groups, communist groups and socialist groups, who have got in on it. It's strange that these communist groups have $3 billion to spend on protesting. Why don't they take that money and go give it to poor people or something? Well, they do give it to poor people. That's why when you saw me at the No Kings protest, the guy with the Batman shirt on that was crazy and getting in my face and yelling, that's a homeless drug addict, okay? Not every night, but all the time when I'm going down to work, I have to ride my scooter through the hood, and I see Batman shirt guy. He's always wearing the same clothes. He probably only owns one pair of clothes, and he's always walking around with his cane, and you can tell when he's high, because when he's hurting, he's kind of, you know, limping and using his cane. When he's high, you could tell he just copped. He just picked up. He's like whistling and swinging his cane around. He's like always wearing a stupid Batman shirt. That dude's a homeless, crazy drug addict. And he was at the No Kings protest yelling and counter-protesting and spitting it. Well, he was protesting. I was counter-protesting. But he was yelling in my face and stuff. You think that guy just organically showed up at the protest because he cares so much about politics? No, he probably got $20. He could go cop some dope. That's why he was there. So they do pay poor people, but they're not like providing them food and stuff. I guess they will bring food and water to the protests. They'll give it out for free unless you're wearing a MAGA hat, and then they won't let you have any. Commies. Nationwide No Kings protests, including communist groups. According to a copy of the permit for the flagship march in St. Paul, Minnesota, Indivisible, a national well-heeled democratic political advocacy organization funded by billionaire George Soros, is the lead coordinator up for the protest. But Fox News Digital, it was 50-51, but then their peacekeepers were killing people, so they kind of had to back out. Now Indivisible has taken over. Same thing, just different names. But Fox News Digital has also identified key participation by a network of radical socialists. Yeah, the SLS, Socialist League of something. There's a bunch of them. Radical socialist and communist organizations funded by Neville Roy Singham, an American tech tycoon and avowed communist living in China. We have an American tech tycoon who is a communist living in China funding communist revolutionary protests in America. That should be illegal. That whole sentence sounds crazy to me. Over nearly a decade, Singham has financed a constellation of activist institutions that promote revolutionary socialist politics and frequently collaborate in protest campaigns, including the People's Forum in New York, the Party for Socialism and Liberation. That's what I was thinking, the PSL. The PSL is the Party for Socialism and Liberation. They're at all these protests. The Answer Coalition and Code Pink, whose co-founder Jody Evans is married to Singham. These groups work closely with the Freedom Road Socialist Organization. They are all sending members to the protests, and one group said they plan to bring a message of revolution to the protests. On Friday evening at the corner of North Fremont Avenue and North 37th Avenue in Minneapolis, members of the Twin City chapter of the Party for Socialism and Liberation packed a car with stacks of bright red protest signs they had prepared at the Dream Shop for Saturday's demonstrations. They are part of the Singham Network and co-sponsors of the St. Paul protest. The posters read, "No Kings, No War," with Party for Socialism and Liberation printed at the bottom. Activists stacked the signs upside down with their wooden picket handles attached as they loaded them into the vehicle, preparing to distribute them at the next day's main protest at the state capitol in St. Paul. And here's a picture of the guy carrying the signs out. This is Party for PSL, the Party for Socialism and Liberation. Look at this gay guy. Gay? Ha, gay?
Why are you gay?
Beta. Okay. So anyway, so we knew all this, but now we're seeing it. In Washington, D.C., the PSL called on supporters to assemble as part of a socialist contingent. In Grand Rapids, Michigan, the Freedom Road Socialist Organization instructed supporters to gather at the Rosa Parks Circle stage at noon as part of what it described as the anti-Trump contingent. Freedom Road Socialist Organization activists have previously led aggressive demonstrations targeting immigration and customs enforcement operations in Minneapolis. The group has an image on Instagram using an upside-down triangle symbol that Hamas used to mark targets during attacks in Israel. One message said, "People everywhere are becoming increasingly hostile to the Trump agenda and more sympathetic to revolution." The answer is never the revolution. The problem is the revolutionaries, not the revolution. Now it's time to sit on the sidelines. It's time to go out and join the people, get our revolutionary message in front of them, and turn a day of protest into long-term gains for the people's movements, communist leaders. So this protest was about communism and degeneracy. And Trump is just the figurehead of everything they stand against. So Reuters is saying exclusive U.S. counterterror officials plan Antifa summit. Hold on one second. What is this? Let me read this. Summary. Summit targeting Antifa. Left-wing groups planned for summer, sources say. Some current and former U.S. officials say event would be a distraction. Everything's a distraction. I hate that. I hate when people say, "Oh, I think this is just a distraction." Everything's a distraction. If everything's a distraction, what is the attraction? We're just attracted to all the distractions? Everything can't be a damn distraction. Talk about liking a tweet. Iran claims the strait is being opened based on a request made on X by Pakistan's prime minister. Nightbot you, Chad. Some current and former U.S. officials say event would be a distraction from threats posed by Iran and Hezbollah. State Department officials involved in planning. March 31st, the Trump administration is organizing an international summit focused on countering the left-wing movement Antifa and other groups. 3 sources familiar with the matter said in an effort that highlights the shift in the U.S. government's counterterrorism priorities over the past year. Right. We're not focusing on white supremacy anymore. Now we're focusing on commies based. The conference, tentatively planned for June or July, will convene officials from various nations to discuss strategies for battling Antifa and encouraging intelligence sharing, said the sources who requested anonymity as they were not authorized to speak to the media. U.S. President Donald Trump has portrayed Antifa as a severe threat to the U.S.-based. Counterterrorism experts argue it does not exist as an organized entity. You're retarded. Thanks, counterterrorism experts. You know, the counterterrorism experts will say that the biggest threat in America is white supremacy, guys. Just so you know. Christian nationalism and white supremacy. Among the officials organizing the event is Undersecretary of State for Arms Control and International Security, Thomas DiNanno, said 2 of the people in response to requests for comments. Spokespeople for the White House and State Department both described Antifa as a major security concern for the Trump administration. The anarchists, Marxists, and violent extremists of Antifa have waged a terror campaign in the United States and across the Western world for decades, carrying out bombings, beatings, shootings, and riots in service of their extreme agenda, said Tommy Pigott, the State Department's principal duty spokesman. So, you know, hallelujah. Trump declared them terrorists, and we're going to crack down on them. That's a move. I appreciate that. Everybody says he's not doing nothing. I think it was Rob I was arguing with, and he said, do you think Trump's doing more in his first term or second term? His first term, he got impeached twice. He got blocked at every turn. He couldn't build the wall like he wanted to, as fast as he wanted to. He was building the wall, but he couldn't get it done like he wanted to. They blocked him at every chance. So I've seen him get more done, more bills signed, more changes, more executive orders that made it through. A lot of them didn't make it through. He's taken a lot more bigger steps and making bigger waves in this second term. And he's only had, a year and a half? Not even 2 years yet. So we're comparing a 4-year term to a year and a half. And at this pace, I think he's on schedule to do a lot more with this second term than his first term. So I don't think that's a bad take for me to say that he's doing more this term than the first term. I'll stand by that. What's Ken Blackwell saying? No Kings explained for people who think they're fighting fascism. 500 groups, $3 billion in revenue, pre-printed signs stacked and shipped before you even knew what you were supposed to be mad about. This is not a spontaneous uprising. That is infrastructure. That is planning. That is money. That is message discipline. And that is what you walked into on Saturday. You looked around, saw the crowd, saw the slogans, felt the energy, and told yourself this was democracy. No kings. It sounded clean. It sounded righteous. It felt like you were part of something organic. But the signs were ready before your outrage was. That should bother you because you are not living under a king. You are living in a constitutional republic with elections, term limits, and a press that has spent years attacking the most powerful figures in the country without consequence. No one is being arrested for calling a president a fascist. No one is being silenced for dissenting. That is not tyranny. And yet you are being told it is. You're being trained to see normal functions of a country as authoritarian. Loving your country becomes suspicious. Wanting a secure border becomes immoral. Believing parents should have a say in their children's lives becomes dangerous. Asking basic questions about elections becomes taboo. That is not clarity, that is conditioning. Every country on earth enforces its borders. Most require identification to vote. That is not controversial anywhere else. It is only controversial here because you have been told it should be, and you believed it. Meanwhile, how long does this go for? Oh, this guy writes forever. I don't know if I'm going to read all this. Meanwhile, look at the people who actually hold power and how long they have held it. Chuck Schumer, 46 years, longer than Stalin. Steny Hoyer, 45 years, longer than Mao. Mitch McConnell, 42 years, 5 times more than Napoleon. Nancy Pelosi, 39 years. Maxine Waters, 35 years. Bernie Sanders, 35 years. But here's the thing. None of those people are presidents. So we've been trying this thing where presidents have a term limit, and Congress doesn't have a term limit. And since people care more about national elections and the Overton window shifts like crazy as far as presidents go, people seem to be content with their Senate and their Congress and their local government, and they don't get involved as much in local politics. This is why I would argue that Congress should have term limits. The president should not have term limits. That's why. Because we've tried this thing where this way the president has to keep dealing with new people under him, but the top stays the same so that we have less sway and less of an Overton window, less of a pendulum swinging every 2 to 4 years because of a new national election that everybody gets up in arms about and freaks out about. If we had some consistency in our leadership, but then his underlings had to change out more rapidly and he has to constantly deal with new people under him, that makes him more versatile, that makes our country more stable. And I think that's a better way to do it. That's why I argue that presidents should not have term limits, but Congress should. We don't see presidents in office for 40 years. We see Bernie Sanders and Nancy Pelosi. Mitch McConnell, he's going to die up there. That guy's old as dirt. That is what entrenched power looks like. Decades, not months, not a single term, decades. But you're told the threat to democracy is the outsider who disrupted the system for a brief window of time. You are told he is the king. No, what you are reacting to is not monarchy, it is loss of control. You do not hate kings, you hate kings that are not yours. Because when power consolidates on your side, you justify it. A sitting president steps aside. Within days, a replacement is effectively crowned without a real contest, without a meaningful debate, without voters having a say in the process that is supposed to belong to them. No primary, no debate, no ballot. And you said nothing. Anyway, I'm done reading what this guy has to say, but that first part was pretty good. That's funny. Okay, so that's the Antifa stuff. The summit is coming. Hallelujah. Now, we'll go back to some more Iran news here in a second. But for now, we do have some reels in rapid fire news. I'm going to add some things to here. Give me 1 second. All right, we got some funny reels. And then we got a couple rapid fire news. I'm going to add in here something real quick. What was I going to talk about? Oh, we'll do this story in rapid fire too. Since now everybody's saying, oh, we're vindicated. We're vindicated. Candace Owens was right. Tyler Robinson didn't do it because the bullet doesn't match. We'll take a look at some of these claims here in a minute.
Filing in the case of...
Okay, we'll watch this stuff in a minute. But first, let's watch our reels. Hold on, I put this in the wrong spot. Okay. All right, let's watch some funny reels. You ready for funny reels? Wrong song.
Why are you gay?
Wrong. My swiper thing on my stupid thing does not work right. It's supposed to go through the pages, but it doesn't go through them right sometimes. See, what the heck? Why does it do that? I don't know if the swiper doesn't work right, but anyway, time for some funny reels.
Two mentals don't make a non-mental.
All right. What's this? Scooby-Doo?
I think we better split up, gang. Daphne and
Oh,
I will...
hell no. You're just trying to fuck Daphne again.
No, I'm not. Velma, shut your frumpy ass up.
Okay, if we split up, I'm going with you then.
No, your musky ass is not.
Oh, you can't throw nobody else on the team, no dick? See, that's that bullshit.
Bitch, ain't nobody about to throw you no dick while you out here smelling like a hot NBA locker room during double overtime in the 6th game. You've been wearing that sweater since September 1969.
Fuck you, Fred.
You fucking wish, you musky mushroom goblin bitch. I think we...
Okay, I guess that's funny. This is more funny. Watch these people go flying. Dude! Look at this one. Dude, she's smiling. She's smiling. She's up here. Oh my God! Yay! She has no idea what's about to happen. Boom! I think they're all okay. He hit hard. She did a backflip. She got the wind knocked out of her from that backflip. The guy hit the ground hard, and then she went way up in the air. But she landed good. She might break her wrist catching herself like that. At least the sand is soft. Okay. Now we got the Alexa Grasso knockout from last week. We got a pay-per-view coming up this week. It doesn't look too great. We've been missing all the fights on Fight Night. Just swiping all over the place. Watch this knockout. This is crazy. She drops her. Her legs crumble, so she's knocked out. But then Alexa puts her in a chokehold real fast like a spider monkey. Cuts her air. I watched a doctor break down this knockout and why it was so scary looking. Because she looked dead afterwards. It's because when she grabs at the ref and starts trying to fight the ref, that's from the concussion. That's from the concussedness of getting hit in the head. She got sparked, dropped, and then when she tries to get up from it, she's confused, so she starts trying to grab at the ref. But then the loss of blood circulation that happened from the choke kicks in, and that's when she goes blank. Watch, this is crazy.
Found the target.
Drops her, and then hits her again, and then wraps her up.
Unbelievable.
So now she's in the concussed state from the knockout, and she's trying to grab onto the ref. She's seeing stars. But then the blood loss, the blood circulation, that little whiteout is going to hit her in about a second.
Whoa! Do you believe that? To go to the...
And then it hits her. When she gets up and then her head rolls back, that's when the choke hits her.
Choke like that was gorgeous. She didn't even...
See, this is from the choke. And since the choke happened after the concussion, she was still just reacting on adrenaline like animal nature because she got basically knocked out, but she was still conscious, but, you know, just surviving. But then the choke hits her.
Give a beat till she got that choke.
She didn't need a choker. She was out.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
And then sits down out of respect. That's sportsmanship right there.
Well, Macy's out.
That's martial arts. Sportsmanship. Grasso found the target.
Boom. Boom.
That's Alexa. Unbelievable.
Crazy.
Determined quickly. Whoa. Do you believe that? To go to the choke like that was gorgeous. She didn't even
just seeing stars.
Skip a beat till she got that choke.
Crazy. All right, and what else we got? Dragon Ball rap. Somebody made this. I think they made this in Xenoverse. It's pretty funny.
I got 21 bullets inside of this clip, and I'm ready to unload this bitch.
You a pussy ass bust, I will beat you up, but I know you gonna run off a snitch.
I'm a certified goon, beat him up with the bull, sweep him up doing just like a witch. Over there with that too, put some deep in that pool, used to pull the triggers on flinch.
Smoke his ass in the car, look like you in a hot vibe, man, never cold. I stay with a hot block. Put it in his mouth.
Okay, enough of that. All right, let's do some rapid fire news. Just some headlines and quick stories. Trump is considering more changes to his cabinet in the coming weeks. They're talking about Pam Bondi is out. Pam Bondi is fired. So I think I have a couple stories relating to that. Within a month, the president has fired his Homeland Security Secretary and Attorney General. A person familiar with his thinking said he's mulling more changes. In less than a month, Trump removed Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Now, that's misleading because she actually got a promotion. So it's not like she got fired and kicked out of government. She got promoted. Now she's actually has more power, like international power. I forgot the name of the committee that she's over, but it's an international something committee. And Attorney General Pam Bondi. So this is a story that I haven't even looked into much. You're fired, Pam. She screwed up the Epstein stuff. She made us look bad. The shakeup has spurred the possibility that the president's desire to project stability among his top appointees has passed, and more changes are coming in the near future. Do I have a story about Trump fires Pam Bondi as Attorney General? Let's take a look at this. Let's let this ad play. Trump has been increasingly frustrated with Bondi in recent days. Let's see this.
Apparently not enough to save Pam Bondi's job.
We are so proud to work at the directive of Donald Trump.
According to sources, the president vented his frustration to out.
Well, we told you in the first place, don't be putting women in positions of power, Trump. You should have learned. Now he needs to get rid of that stupid spiritual advisor lady. What's up with her? Why has she been in headlines a lot lately? I've seen people making videos about her and talking about her a lot. What'd she do? That chick's crazy.
Allies. Then a heated confrontation with Bondi last week. That led to today's shakeup. He fired the Attorney General, posting, "We love Pam." As he announced, she is transitioning to a much-needed.
Not as much as we love spam, but we do love Pam. It keeps our pans greased for dinner.
An important new job in the private sector. An unspecified role.
See, transitioning to an important new job in the private sector. So, I mean, is she getting a promotion too? What's she going to be doing now?
Role where Bondi said she is thrilled to continue fighting for President Trump. From two-term Florida AG to the Trump administration.
See, they push it like he fired her and he hates her. He's like, we love Pam. We got her a different job. We're going to try her out somewhere else. And she said, I'm thrilled. So it seems amicable.
The partisanship, the weaponization will be gone.
The president raised expectations and pressure publicly.
She's going to go down as a great attorney general. I may change my mind about that. I don't know. Maybe someday I'll have call and say I was only kidding.
Missteps caused political pain. On the Jeffrey Epstein files, Bondi claimed DOJ had the late sex offender's client list.
It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
Later reversing course with a memo and testimony before Congress.
Our memo on Epstein clearly points out that there was no client list, our July 6th memo.
Bondi was caught in a tight corner with MAGA, Epstein survivors, and bipartisan lawmakers demanding more Epstein disclosures. The president blasted the Epstein attention as distraction, all while Mr.
It's
Trump
all a distraction. Epstein files are a distraction, but that's the only time you're allowed to say it's a distraction.
Her to prosecute his perceived adversaries.
I'm looking at Pam because I hope something's going to be done about it. These people put our country at great danger.
The president posted his complaints to Pam, writing, all talk,
no
action,
no
nothing
action.
Is being done.
Nothing
we'll
is
be
being
taking
done.
All available legal action.
Tonight, reaction about Bondi from the family of Epstein accuser, the late Virginia Giuffre. We hope she has the courage to testify and actually do right by survivors.
Oh, God. How much money do they have from this? We're still doing this?
This time.
All right, Kelly joins us now live. And Kelly, we now know that Bondi's deputy, Todd Blanche, will take her place, at least temporarily.
And that means Blanche
Todd
moves
Blanche.
up at DOJ from deputy to acting attorney general. You may also remember he served as the president's personal defense lawyer during the hush money trial in New York. And he said at a conference just last week,
I'll take Todd over Pam.
The DOJ cleaned house, firing agents and lawyers who had investigated President Trump. Blanche also praised Bondi today for her strength and conviction. Tom?
Kelly, our thanks to you.
Thanks to you, Kelly. We love Pam, and she will be transitioning to a much-needed and important new job in the private sector to be announced at a date in the near future. Todd Blanche is taking over. So that's what's going on with that. Seems amicable. Like, I know Freddie will come in pushing drama and stuff. He fired her. Well, she was doing a shitty job. What's the point? What's the point, dude? What's the point? Weekly news quiz from CNN. Let's take a weekly news quiz. This just popped up on my feed. I was like, I want to take a weekly news quiz. Let's see if I keep up with the news. A moon mission, a government shutdown, a robo-taxi outrage. What do you remember from the week that was? NASA launched its historical Artemis 2 lunar flyby mission on Wednesday. How many astronauts are on board? 4. Correct. The average price of a gallon of gas in U.S. surpassed which milestone this week? I want to say $5 in some states. Incorrect. $4. I thought it was 4, but I went higher because I thought maybe some states it hit 5. But first time since 2002. It's a crazy milestone. For the first time, gas has went over $4 a gallon. It's a earth-shattering milestone. Oh yeah, when was the last time it was more than that? 3 years ago. Yeah. It's a milestone in the past 3 years. Yeah, big milestone. So stupid. I got that one wrong. I should have known it was $4. I knew it was $4, but I thought maybe some states it hit $5. Apple celebrated its anniversary this week. How many years ago was the company founded? Apple. Okay, 40 years ago would be 1996. No. I know they had the Apple computers in my school before that. So it's not 25, it's not 40. 1986? 50 years? I'm going to say 1986, 50 years. Correct. 50 years ago on April 1st. They started Apple on April Fool's Day. That's funny. That's interesting. Why is this picture blurred out? Amid an ongoing partial government shutdown, which employees recently received their first paychecks in more than a month? The Air Force, TSA agents. Correct. Long wait times at airports dwindle, blah, blah, blah. Which of the following cities has the worst air? Oh, around the world? India, Serbia, Thailand, or Colombia? I'm going to say India. I'm going to say India just because they shit in the streets and they dirty and they're heavily populated, densely populated. I'm going to say India. Correct. Loni, India has the worst air quality due to excessive fumes from factories, exhaust from traffic, and dust from construction, and poop in the streets. I thought there were only 5 questions. How many questions are there? Which food item was recently tied to a multi-state E. coli breakout? E. coli? Raw cheddar cheese, romaine lettuce, ground beef, or alfalfa sprouts? I remember something happened with the lettuce. But E. coli, I want to say, is ground beef. I think it's romaine lettuce or ground beef. I'm going to say ground beef. Incorrect. It's cheddar cheese. Dang it. I did not know about this story. Apparently, we have an E. coli breakout in our cheddar cheese. So much poo in India. Okay, I'm 2 wrong. I should have got the gas price one. Which Chinese city experienced a robo-taxi outrage that left multiple vehicles stalled on the road? A robo-taxi outage. I was going to say, how did a robot taxi get outraged? A robo-taxi outage in a Chinese city. Wuhan, Shenzhen, Shanghai, or Beijing? I'm going to say Beijing because I think all these are small. Shanghai's big, but I think Beijing is the biggest. Probably the biggest city I mean, Wuhan, they got other problems, but I'm going to say Beijing. Incorrect. It was in Wuhan. Oh, my God. Wuhan got dang bat viruses, wet markets, and robo-taxi outages. So what, like all they got robo-taxis in Wuhan, and they all just shut down in the middle of the road one day? That's pretty crazy. Imagine all you're surrounded by robo-taxis and traffic, and everything just freezes up and stalls. That'd be wild. Thanks to a recent change in law, millions of Americans are now eligible for citizenship in which country? Thanks to a recent change in law, millions of Americans are now eligible for citizenship in which country? America? Canada, Ireland, Italy, or France? I have no idea. Millions of Americans eligible for citizenship in... I don't think it's Canada. I want to say Ireland. Incorrect. Canadian citizenship. Who wants that? Nobody wants that. I know, Wuhan messing everything up. 9. Golfer Tiger Woods. Oh, yeah, I don't even have this story, but well, this is cool. We're getting mini stories within the news quiz. A rollover crash in which state? This, I would think Tiger probably lives in Florida, but this doesn't look like Florida. I don't know. It kind of does. I'm going to say Florida. Correct. Rollover crash. I didn't know he got in a rollover crash. Hold on a second. Let's find the video. I don't know. If it's law and crime, I can't play it. Tiger Woods. Body cam. So Tiger Woods got a DUI, rolled his car. Inside edition, minute 54 seconds. Let's try to play this.
Welcome to the new generation.
This is from AP. We should be okay to play this. It's only a minute long. Dude, Tiger Woods is faded. Look, his face is busted up. How do you flip your car on that little private residential back road? Poor Tiger. Poor Tiger. He's just getting drunk first thing on a Tuesday. Apparently, he's nodding off in this video. Just go to sleep, bro. Go to sleep. Speed it up a little bit. Speed up the process.
It's Tiger Woods moments after his rollover accident. He tries to explain what happened.
Looked down at my phone, and all of a sudden,
I was upside down. I looked down at my phone, and next thing you know, I was upside down. It's crazy.
Boom.
Deputies suspect he may be under the influence and proceed to give the golfing legend a field sobriety test.
And place your hands behind your back.
Then he's put in handcuffs and informed he's under arrest.
So at this time, I do believe your normal faculties are impaired, okay? And you're under that unknown substance, okay? So at this time, you're under arrest for DUI.
The deputies from Jupiter Island, Florida, search Woods' pockets. This is what they find: 2 pills. Another officer.
Oh, shit. He on them perks, baby.
Comes forward with an evidence bag where the pills are deposited. They were later identified as the painkiller hydrocodone.
I knew they were Vikes. It looked like a Vike and a perk.
We asked lawyer Dave Ehrenberg, who prosecuted Tiger Woods in 2017 on a previous DUI case, to analyze the body cam footage.
This video for certain is going to come in at his trial. This is...
Also, that is not some crazy powerful drug, but that would explain why he was nodding out if he doesn't have a tolerance, and maybe if he was drinking a little on top of it. The hydrocodone's like the weakest of the opiates. 2 Vikes is not like, some crazy amount of dope. A lot of people, especially old people, have Vicodins in their pill cabinet.
Probably the best evidence that prosecutors
Not justifying it. I'm just saying it's, it could be way worse. But he's flipping his car in a residential neighborhood. That's crazy.
will have because Tiger Woods did not submit to the urinalysis.
Police said Woods overturned his Range Rover.
How do you do that? It's a straight road in a residential neighborhood. How do you flip your car?
When he attempted to pass a pickup truck. At one point, Tiger wanders off, and a sheriff's deputy asks him to return to the scene. He tells them he was on the phone with President Trump.
Oh my God. Trump, I got a DUI. Well, Tiger, you're going to have to deal with it. I can't let you off on this one. This is the third time you've called me this week, Tiger. You keep crashing cars and flipping your vehicle over. Stop playing with your phone while you're taking Vicodins and driving, Tiger.
Yeah, I was just talking to the president.
Inside the...
I was just talking to the president. Sorry, officer. Just had to call up my boy Trump real quick. You're going to let me off of this, right? Trump's listening.
Police car, you can see Tiger yawn.
I was just talking to the president. Tiger, I'm in the middle of a war with Iran. I can't deal with this right now. He was on something fierce because he didn't blow hot for booze. Said he denied the UA.
Struggling to stay awake. He also has a case of the hiccups, which experts say could be a symptom of prescription painkiller abuse.
I don't know. I get hiccups super easily, and I never really got hiccups from opiates. You get hiccups from alcohol. You get hiccups from hot sauce. I get hiccups from spicy stuff. I don't know. Hiccups from opiates? I've never heard of that.
They're an indication that someone has been taking hydrocodone pills like the ones found in his pocket, and we combine that with his lethargy and his disorientation. That shows the profile of someone who should not have been driving.
They gave him a blanket? I've never seen police give somebody a blanket in the police car. Or also, you're in Florida. It's hot. But usually they want you to be cold and uncomfortable in booking and then in the police car. I can't believe they gave him a blanket. They gave him special privileges. He was on the phone with Trump. I thought they reported they got him back at the station, but could be wrong. Maybe they did breathalyze him, but what they just said is he refused urine analysis. Because the breathalyzer, if he's on opiates, they need to do a UA, and he declined that. But maybe they did breathalyze him. I don't know. They didn't say anything about that. He looked doped out, though. He was nodding. Anyway, so that's Tiger Woods stuff. Which singer recently announced a return to the stage? Britney Spears, Celine Dion, Elton John, or Barbra Streisand? I've been seeing a lot of Britney Spears stuff lately, but I don't know. I think it might be Celine Dion. I'm gonna say Britney. Britney, bitch. It was Celine Dion. I knew I should have went with Celine Dion. All right, I only got 5 out of 10? Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous. Okay, what else we got? Dave Portnoy. We got March Madness wrapping up. Dave Portnoy among March Madness fans furious over Chainsmokers concert during the Final Four. I have no idea what this is about. Some fans, including Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy, weren't thrilled with the NCAA's decision to have the Chainsmokers perform at Lucas Oil Stadium in between the Final Four games Saturday. After UConn secured a spot in its third national championship game in 4 years, and before Michigan cruised past Arizona, the Grammy-winning duo took over the venue from a stage tucked away from the court and delivered the entertainment to bridge the showdowns, playing songs that include Don't Let Me Down, their hit that won the Best Dance record in 2017's Grammy. The Chainsmokers contest is playing off like someone lost a bet, Portnoy wrote. I like Chainsmokers, but nothing has ever made less sense. I don't get it. I don't know who the Chainsmokers are. I don't really care about sports or Dave Portnoy. I don't know why I put this story in here. I thought it might be more interesting, but it's not. What else we got? Post Malone is also performing at March Madness. Hip-hop turned country phenom Post Malone and country star Megan Maroney with indie pop artist Dominic Fike closed out the 3-day slate of performances celebrating Indianapolis's Final Four hosting gig. So is it over? Yes, the 2026 Final Four tournament is over. And the national championship game on April 6th to win their first title since the championship game was held in Indianapolis. So Michigan defeated UConn 69-63. Michigan Wolverines are the national champions. The runners-up are the UConn Huskies. So that's the March Madness news for you. The finals happen this week. So this is a story from where to watch Michigan versus UConn in the March Madness National Championship. Did this happen today? Oh, it happened yesterday. The game was yesterday. We were going to report on this yesterday, but anyway. So, Michigan won. 40 restaurants participate in Chattanooga Burger Week. Chattanooga Burger Week. This looked interesting. You guys know I was scraping the bottom of the barrel for news when we're talking about Chattanooga Burger Week. I don't care about Chattanooga Burger Week. Sorry. Let's get to this last story in rapid fire. So they're saying the bullet that killed Charlie Kirk fragmented, and they're not able to make a match. So basically, they can't match the bullet to the gun. Now, they say that. They come out and say, yeah, we're unable to actually match the bullet to the gun because the bullet is unrecognizable, it's fragmented, and we can't, what you see on CSI isn't always real. A lot of that stuff is exaggerated. We actually can't connect the bullet to the gun. That doesn't mean that the bullet was not fired from the gun. It just means they can't connect them using forensics. But people lose their minds and they're like, Candace Owens was right. It's all a lie. Tyler Robinson didn't kill Charlie Kirk. It's all a scam. And Tyler Robinson's defense is jumping on this. In case you don't remember, Tyler Robinson's the guy that allegedly killed Charlie Kirk. I believe he is the one that pulled the trigger, and his bullet from his gun did kill Charlie Kirk. Now, there could be extra outside forces that helped encourage this or push this along. There could be all sorts of conspiracies and stuff behind why Charlie Kirk was killed. But I do believe this kid is the one that took the shot that killed Charlie Kirk. This just throws a little wrench in the trial because they're saying the forensics can't connect the bullet. Claims that a bullet test cleared the Charlie Kirk suspect are misleading. Experts say the inconclusive result is common and does not rule out the rifle linked to the suspect was used. New court filings in Utah's case against Tyler Robinson, the suspect in Charlie Kirk's murder, gave way to widespread claims that a bullet analysis exonerates him. Robinson's lawyers wrote in a March 27th court filing that the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives was unable to identify the bullet recovered at autopsy to the rifle allegedly tied to Mr. Robinson. In a previous court filing from March 10th, lawyers for news media seeking public disclosure quoted an ATF report that the defense counsel had cited. The report compared a bullet jacket fragment from Kirk's autopsy to a recovered rifle and determined the comparison to be inconclusive. These led to reports, including a March 30th Daily Mail headline that read, "Bullet used to kill Charlie Kirk did not match rifle allegedly used by suspect Tyler Robinson," new court filing claims. So see, you read this and you think, oh, it doesn't match. That means it matches to a different gun, which proves that it's not connected to that gun. No, that's not what it means. It's a misleading headline. It just means that it's inconclusive. They can't, it's too damaged. We can't actually match it to this gun. It doesn't mean it's matched to a different secret gun. On social media, former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, conservative commentator Candace Owens, and others spotlighted the news and hinted that it showed far less is known about Kirk's killings than has been reported. ATF report has not been made public. PolitiFact spoke to forensic science and criminology experts who said an inconclusive finding on a bullet fragment like this is not uncommon, and it does not rule out that the weapon used in Kirk's killing was the same one linked to Robinson. When the results of a bullet fragment analysis come back to us as inconclusive, that does not mean that the rifle did not fire the bullet. Christopher Ballard, a spokesperson for the Utah County Attorney's Office and part of the prosecution team, wrote in an email to PolitiFact, there just aren't enough marks on the fragment to make a conclusion one way or the other as to whether the bullet fragment was fired by the particular rifle. It is also incorrect to say that the bullet did not match the rifle, the experts said. The bullet may simply be too small or too deformed for examiners to provide an accurate analysis. So, people jumping on a headline, not really reading the story, making false allegations and false conspiracies, saying, oh, this proves Tyler Robinson didn't kill Charlie Kirk. No. Are you trying to get a potentially guilty person let off? I understand you think there's a conspiracy or something to all the Candaces out there. And that's fine. Conspiracy theories are fun. And I'm sure there's a lot about this case that we're never going to know the truth to. And maybe there is some conspiracies, but if this kid is the one who took the shot and killed Charlie Kirk, I don't care if there was a massive conspiracy behind him, getting him to do it, coercing him to do it, or manipulating him or whatever. I hope those people get found out too, but I still want him to be held accountable. And if you keep pushing these conspiracy theories and you make a court of public opinion happen where the jury ends up letting this kid off, maybe the guilty party who took the shot walks away, and then you still never get the answers that you wanted to get in the first place. So stop pushing this stuff. Let's let the case play out. Looks to me like this kid is guilty. So let the case play out. Get the guilty guy who took the shot, and then we can start digging into the conspiracies about, maybe was there some sort of higher power that was pushing this to happen with this young man. And anyway, let's watch this video about it. Let's see what they say.
In the case of Charlie Kirk's alleged assassination.
Yeah, so lawyers for the man accused of shooting Kirk say the bullet does not match the gun investigators say was used for the crime. Prosecutors say
no, they didn't say that. They said the bullet, the shell casing is inconclusive, so they cannot prove that it matches the gun. Their ballistics fragmentation results, tests, examinations, whatever, came back inconclusive. That doesn't mean the bullet does not match the gun. It just means that they can't conclusively show that it does match.
Say beyond that bullet, they have DNA evidence that connects Tyler Robinson to the shooting.
Robinson's attorneys are asking to delay his preliminary hearing. They want more time to review evidence.
Also, the Army has suspended the crew.
So that's that. And that's it for rapid fire news. I want to send you guys over to Easy, but first we have a few more Iran updates from today that weren't in the main folder. And then for the rest of the week, we'll probably get in one day of Bible study, but in the mornings, I've got to rush. I've got to get debate prep done. So tomorrow morning, we'll probably do Bible, and then maybe the next day, but then Friday, and then Friday morning, Friday night, Saturday night, while I'm streaming and while I'm doing the panels and all that stuff, I'm also going to be researching and writing up my opening for this Iran debate. I've already got my idea web and all my ideas. Now I've got to do some research, grab some facts, write down some notes, make sure I commit some things to memory. And then I got to put an opening together. So we've got to rush and do that all before next Tuesday, or this coming Tuesday. Not today, but next Tuesday. So let me go over some Iran updates. Oh, I found the Easter-filled, the profanity-filled Easter post. I thought I found it. Now it's not here. Delivered a profanity-filled message. Trump tells Iran to open the Strait of Hormuz or you'll be living in hell. Can you just show me the tweet? Can you guys just show me the tweet? They're not showing me the tweet. Anyway, I read it on Saturday. Oh, there it is.
To be brought back again. National law experts and aid groups say U.S. strikes on critical infrastructure like bridges and power plants in Iran could violate international law and put millions of Iranians' lives at risk. President Donald Trump's Truth Social posts have escalated his recent threats on the country, with one saying, quote, "A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again." One of the
We already read that one. I don't know what happened to it. I had it saved, but it disappeared. Or maybe it's in this video. This is what we were talking about earlier. This is the first Easter post.
This morning, as the war in Iran rages, the Associated Press reporting that Iran and the U.S. have received a proposal calling for a 45-day ceasefire and the reopening of the crucial Strait of Hormuz, according to two Mideast officials. The proposal, the AP reports, was sent by mediators from Egypt, Pakistan, and Turkey, aiming to buy time as also...
I'm missing the Teriak and Counterpoints debate about the same topic about Iran. I wish I would have got Counterpoints. I already debated Vigilante before, and he's in the World War thing, so I would have rather got the Counterpoints one, but maybe I didn't answer soon enough. Teriak got it. The Irish guy is gonna defend America. No!
Sides try to figure out a way to end the war. Overnight, President Trump telling Axios that the U.S., quote, is in deep negotiations, adding there is a good chance, but if they don't make a deal, I am blowing up everything over there.
If they come to the table, that'll be good. But it doesn't matter whether they come in. We've sent them back.
Negotiators are under pressure to reach some agreement by President Trump's new deadline for a deal to reopen the strait, 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. The president again threatening to destroy civilian info and bridge.
This is the one. Tuesday will be power plant day and bridge day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the fucking strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah, President Donald J. Trump. Dude, that's savage. I don't care. Crazy. Easter time during breakfast. Maybe not a good, maybe you do that during dinner on Easter, not during egg hunting time on Easter. But still pretty funny. Praise to Allah. And people are like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that on Easter. He's roasting them. He's mocking them.
Bridge day all wrapped in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the expletive strait, you crazy bastards.
Open the expletive strait, you crazy bastards.
Or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. Democratic critics calling the president's post completely, utterly unhinged.
Let me tell
Unhinged. Such a gay leftist word.
you what won't reopen the Strait of Hormuz, threatening war crimes of bombing indiscriminately power plants, cursing at Iran.
While most Republicans are standing by him.
Oh, he cursed at my people.
Yeah.
He has a lot of backbone, and he's not going to be dissuaded.
Responding to President Trump's message, Iran's parliamentary speaker posting, "Your reckless moves are dragging the United States into a living hell for every single family, and our whole region is going to burn."
Damn.
There are a lot of fast-moving developments here. Just a few moments ago, a senior White House official telling me that the president has not signed off on any potential ceasefire just yet. So he's expected to face many more questions about all this during that scheduled news conference right here at the White House briefing room later today. Savannah.
All right, Gabe Gutierrez, thank you. And we should mention NBC News will bring you live coverage of the president's news conference starting 1 o'clock Eastern today.
Did I miss that one? When did that one happen? Because the one I watched was from earlier this week. Let's see. Inside high-stakes rescue of U.S. airmen behind enemy lines.
Trapped behind enemy lines in Iran for days. Seriously injured, according to President
The audio is only on one side. That's not my fault. That's this video's fault.
And hiding in the crevice of an Iranian mountain. Hundreds of elite special operations forces under the cover of darkness, saturating the area in southwestern Iran from the
155 planes used to go rescue this guy. And because the media leaked this story that we hadn't got him yet, they sent a bunch of Iranian soldiers out there to find him. So we had to kill them too.
Air, where the F-15 Strike Eagle had been shot down late Thursday. The colonel, a weapons systems officer, seated in the backseat of the jet, and the pilot in the front, ejecting milliseconds apart before the crippled fighter jet hit the ground.
So it's not two planes that went down, it's one plane that went down and two people, right? Or was there another plane that went down? I'm pretty sure it was just two pilots from one plane.
In a ball of flames, shattering the aircraft. The ejection likely causing the injuries to the colonel.
The ejection from a fighter jet is a very violent maneuver, and then you've got to land on the ground, and that may cause other injuries.
Both aviators had beacons and communications gear to help the combat rescue teams locate them. The pilot rescued within a matter of hours, despite rescuers facing heavy fire. These videos posted.
They're facing deadly fire. It sounds like this person has headgear on.
Online show U.S. aircraft flying low over Iran as they searched for the downed airmen. What the searchers knew was that Iranian forces were hunting for the colonel as well in those remote mountains, offering a $60,000 bounty for his capture. A senior U.S. official telling ABC News the CIA even orchestrated a deception campaign, spreading word inside Iran that U.S. forces had already found the airman and were moving him on the ground for exfiltration out of the country. By then, searchers had made contact with the colonel, who on a radio transmission, according to officials, was heard saying, "God is good."
Based. This is what he heard when he got there. This is what he saw and what he heard.
Isn't that your brother?
Mohammed!
Oh.
They all name Mohammed, sir. Yes, of course. I must remember to use last names. Hussein!
Hussein!
God's sake. Isn't that your brother?
Hussein!
Why is your brother bloody?
It's not his fault, my leader. He is the campaign manager.
What? For who?
Mohammed Hussein!
I wanted to see this. Vanity Fair took this down because an SNL cast member admits to sexually assaulting essaying a child. Whoops.
No, I was fired as a camp counselor.
For hitting on the campers?
No, I pantsed a boy.
Oh, honey, I think you're on a list somewhere.
And he wasn't wearing underpants.
Oh!
And then a giant school bus drove by, and they were like, "You can't," like, because he would lift my shirt all the time.
Oh. I was a camp counselor at a camp with a little boy who would lift my shirt, so I took his pants off in front of a school bus.
What is happening?
It was Berkeley.
How old was the child?
He was like 6. No, it was a different time. Like
It was a different time. This is an SNL cast member on a Vanity Fair.
He would be like, "Hey, can I have a hug?" And I'd go to hug him, and then he'd like lift my shirt like a dick. And then I was like, "I'm gonna get back at you." And so we were on a hike,
and you're an 18-year-old camp counselor, and this is a 6-year-old boy, and you're gonna get vengeance at him by pulling his pants off in front of a bunch of other kids. Interesting.
I was like, "Hey, Ollie, go look over there. It's a hawk."
Ollie? And you just doxed him? Ollie? Poor Ollie.
And then I yanked his pants down. He wasn't wearing underwear. His little ding-a-ling was out. And then these two twins were like, "Ollie, I didn't know you didn't wear underwear." And then I was fired. No, I was fired as...
Wow. Anyway, sorry. Derailed from Iran for a second. This is the last thing I wanted to read. Trump tells Iran to open... Oh, no, that's not it. Where's the Russia one? Oh, will Russia send its troops to Iran to expand their military axis? Now, this is published on March 31st. This is kind of old. Just, I guess, an op-ed, somebody theory crafting. Shout out Owen Wilson. What the... After Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky warned that Russia is strengthening its military axis with the radical regime in Iran aimed at countering American power, a constellation of leading scholars in the United States and the UK agreed that this autocratic duad presents an exploding threat to all Western democracies. But most of these scholars sprinkled across elite universities and think tanks in Britain and the US told me in a series of interviews that Zelensky's prediction the Kremlin could send its soldiers to join the Iran war to face off against Israeli and American forces is unlikely to materialize. Zelensky said in a series of posts on the messaging platform X that Russia joining forces with Iran to co-develop bomber drones, and it's providing the Islamic Republic with sophisticated intelligence to precisely target American defense outposts and soldiers across the Mideast, shows that each of these regimens has set itself against the world. We see that the Russians are now trying to manipulate the situation in the Middle East and the Gulf region in favor of their aggression, Zelensky added. We see that the Russians are trying to manipulate the situation in the Middle East and the Gulf region in favor of their aggression, Zelensky added, and also to effectively turn the Iranian regime strikes against its neighbors and American bases into a second front of Russia's war against Ukraine and more broadly against the entire West. That's how Zelensky talks. But saying it's not likely. It was potential. It was something people were kind of fear-mongering us with, but this was a week ago. It's not going to happen. Anyway, I think that's all the news I got, guys. I'm going to head out. I'm going to send you to the debate with Teriak and Counterpoints. You probably won't see me in chat much because I'm going to go back and watch it from the beginning. So I won't be able to react to what's going on in the stream. Because I won't be watching it live. But this will be a good way to see what some other people are arguing. I don't know. I think Teriak will probably make a lot of the same arguments I make because I think he's basically, his whole argument is going to be stand by Trump, have faith in Trump. Which is pretty base. That might be kind of the same route I go with it. Hopefully he comes with some good arguments and not some of the weird stuff that he does sometimes. But I'll send you guys there. We can watch that. Let me see how it's going so far.
If you think that socialism is bad, wouldn't this be an ideal state of affairs?
No, what I'm saying is what has been taking place is
This is a weird prompt because it says the U.S. should not be fighting Iran in 2026. 4 means, so it's like a double negative if you're against. So if you're for it, you're for they should not be fighting. You're affirming the negative. And if you're against it, then you think we should be fighting. It's like a double negative. But Teriak is arguing that we should be fighting in Iran.
Prevention from the nationalists and the socialists get.
This is not live.
Iran. I want America to profit from and the Iranian people to profit from their energy reserves. I
think he wears guy liner.
Deeply worried about the Trump administration. To me, the way Teriak conceptualizes deep state.
God, I can't stand this guy. This is like a fake conservative guy. Fake destiny conservative who worked with Democratic political campaigns, but claims to be a conservative, but worked for Democrat political campaigns against Trump with destiny. So this guy's a joke. Anyway, we'll watch this. I'll send you guys over there. See that alarm? That means I got to get ready for work. So Let me set up a raid. Bum, bum, bum. I think they're doing closing statements, or they're in the last minute. So I'm going to go back and watch from the beginning, though. Here we go. All right, guys. Is Brian Shapiro debating on Modern Day Debate right now, too? Anyway, God bless you guys. Thank you for hanging out. We got a debate coming up next Tuesday. We got Bible study in the morning. We got debate prep this week, Friday and Saturday, as usual. Sorry I missed the show yesterday. I did oversleep. You guys kept me up too late Monday morning. But we will be back. The world's a crazy place. See, why does it do this? The world's a crazy place. I just report on it. Another Dreaded Conservative show brought to you by me, the Dreaded Conservative. The world's a crazy place. I just report on it. If you like it, tell a friend. If you hate it, tell everybody. Monday night, kicking the week off right every week. Tuesday night this week. Go put some chairs in easy chat. God bless you guys. Thank you for hanging out. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're not, make sure you hit the like button on your way out if you haven't. But that's all I got to say, guys. I'm out of here. Don't be late, man. Appreciate the stream. Better late than never. Glad all's well. Yes, everything is well. I just slept through yesterday, but Freddie thinks that I'm fired. I'm going to work right now, dummy. All right. Deuces, everybody. I'll see you later. Peace.